Hello there. Yep, it's here talking about part 2 of my haunted gaming, Shooting for the Stars. So it happened to be that there's little creatures and it may look like they're wiggling around, but they're actually preparing to do stuff, and they go here, they go there, and they get all kinds of stuff and all kinds of cool, they hope they do good. Now, I want to talk about first how there could be like a dead pulse, like something that's not existing properly and it's basically garbage. And when you see some of that, you either just let it try and make it evaporate in the air, or So when I was when I was playing Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, I did like a popularity thing, how many phone calls would I get if I did this and that. And turned out it looked like a high number, but then when I took a breath, it just turned into nothing and just kept on saying, "You're nothing, you're nothing." And now I'm gonna say, who was playing Battletoads if I was down in some planet zoomer, what that is? It's just like a place where you're in the planet, and then you look around, and it's just, you got this cool it's kind of like speakers going do 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 do, and that's it. And so when I checked, it just said, "Oh, it's probably the first thing you ever seen." And it's like, okay, in the game I just probably saw a pig or something. And then after, it's like, "Oh wow, you were playing the game. And that's the first person that's playing a game. Good job." And it's like, "Oh, thank you. I played lots of games." And then it's like, "What games do you play?" And I just threw all these games out. I played this, but really, what I think is more interesting is games that I didn't make myself. And, well, some games were like a where it was like a challenge, and it forced me to pull out my wallet and see if I have any money to give them, because in the challenge and no one's around, then basically everyone, it's just a bunch of ghosts, and how do you make any money if everyone's like ghosts? So that was the first part, just checking to see if everyone's alright, kind of thing. Now I'm gonna go on to the actually more haunted type stuff that happened. Now, you know how everywhere there's a roof, and well, my roof started getting infested by these weird triangle bugs, and it kept on trying to trick me to think that they were part of they were like a hologram or some kind of something from a video game, some cheap triangle graphics or something. Now, I was just playing the game, but while I was playing the game, I decided to walk around, because you can do that as long as you can see the TV and you're holding controller and looking at the TV. So really, it shows me sitting down, but I just walked around. So there's these bugs on the roof coming right under the door. It's but more on the wall type, away from the door. So if you walked in, you'd probably see them, that it'd catch you and So, positively, I looked at the carpet. On the carpet, there's lots of reflections coming off of this one spot, and it just kept on I kept on labeling it blood. It was weird because the blood, you don't play with blood, and you don't tuck it into something, and you don't make it hidden. So these weird stains, while holding playing controller and playing the games, like I just jacked a bunch of bummed strangers, and in the end it blamed me for putting blood in the carpet, but I said, now look at your carpet, and then I just kept on swearing. And about 5 days later, they finally got to look at their carpet, and they said, what the hell is this? And there's this thing going, maybe it's chicken, that's for me. And basically, after I was swearing, I just how I wasn't actually swearing to someone, I was just going, yeah, you can frost me, and you can frost me, blah blah, and you can frost me, blah blah, and just kind of like making like jokes off of the air kind of thing, and it's kind of like a weird, like one of those like cheap communication things that you do sometimes, like, oh, okay, like. So when I got rid of everything that happened in the game, because like when you turn off the game, it's off and everything should go away. But like the game's really passionate about playing, and the Battletoads Bad Maniacs, and it sort of like gets to know you, and it says, what do you like? And I said, well, I like masks, like all kind of masks that you can put on your head and go, I'm like a person, I'm like a strange person with this mask and stuff. And just, if someone was wearing a mask and you didn't know who that person was, you wouldn't bother with the mask. You say, okay, that's a pretty good mask, and by the time you say that, you just say, like, get out of my house. And if they didn't turn around to leave, you'd like kick their shin. I just held a brick, and I said, you see this brick? It's gonna fly through that face of yours if you don't leave. And when he left, there was an ashtray outside. No one smoked in my house, and it's in the middle door, and there's ashtray. It was like full of the brown cigarettes. Like, cigarettes are kind of like more like a lighter kind of, maybe like a yellow tobacco with white, you know what I mean, like a nice, like, could be a golden cigarette. But these were like brown, and like it just kept on saying, this is you trying to live your life, and every time you do something, you're gonna get one of these brown cigarettes. And so I brought out this like a fax machine / pistol that I sort of have, and I just downloaded a bunch of people onto the fax machine, and then after I let this like carpet go wherever I was gonna go, and then I stayed off the carpet, and I eliminated every single little piece that was from the from officer download. You can do that. And well, I just with the fax gun, I just like whipped these yellow snowflakes out, and then I shot them all at the people. Now, these people just like made me freeze, like something made me freeze, and I couldn't do anything. And it's like, just be like something cool, and keep on doing what you're supposed to do. And then as I was freezing, these people were regenerating themselves and calling other people and saying this person attacked me, and also sending little air bombs at me full of like, you know, cameras, and trying to check my pulse, and like trying to like, basically digging into my brain as I was they froze me. And then basically I just said, okay, you're all trapped in snowflakes, and then I just, when I sneezed, I appeared in my bedroom, got up from my bed, went down, and continued playing the game. 5 days later, those next 5 days, it was like this deja vu madness, getting through everything, and I ended up doing the same thing that I did. Okay. I'll probably do one more video about Battletoads and Battlemaniacs, just to give you guys a glimpse of the game that you could play. I'd like it to go on a different system, but it might change the graphics or like the controls, because it's different controller and different system. But you know, if they make it on a different system, then you can play it. So yeah, you don't want to have to buy a Super Nintendo to play it. So okay. Oh yeah, one last thing about that story. How come that no one was around watching you play a video game? Well, I've played lots of video games, and they get tired of watching sometimes, and what they do is if they notice that someone's playing a video game, my family, they just like do this recording thing where it's like the stuff that happens in the video game is just all cool stuff only, and then they just look at the cool stuff, you know. And I just said I went to make toast whenever something like that happened. I don't know. This is what I have for this episode of Haunt Gaming. If you find it interesting, the first one is probably better to watch because it's everything about it. This is just the connection. So it's like me connecting to it. And if you want to feel free to explore what's inside this video, well, just remember, About Battletoads is probably the good one to watch. So yeah. Okay, see you later.